Hey guys, and welcome back to Other Robert. We are here to discuss the Once Upon a Time season 6 finale, The Final Battle. I am, of course, joined by Joe to join in on this discussion of the 2-hour season finale. Seems oh so final, but allows just a little bit of season 7, just a little bit.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the channel. This is it, guys. We made it to the finale, right? The one that we were all really curious to see how they would tackle because of the impending fate or lack of fate for the show. So,
Yep.
yeah, a bit of a roller coaster, but we'll get to it.
Oh, the whole episode was a major roller coaster, and I have to say, I've talked about ABC's business for a long time. They did not know that they were getting renewed because this episode seemed so final that last scene looked like it was put in like just a few days ago. And because this episode was beautiful, it was beautiful on so many levels.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. I didn't. I know I've been saying this whole time that I didn't think they would get renewed, and that's just because of the fact it was taking forever wasn't a good sign. However,
Right.
I don't think they should have after this episode, and that's not a knock. That's saying that they delivered such a beautiful ending, or what would have been a beautiful ending, and then they had to keep going. And I think if they stopped it right there and just stopped the story would have been perfect and would have wrapped up beautifully. But they kept it going, and I think that was a mistake.
Yeah, I agree. It was a complete mistake to not wrap this up. This extra little bit at the end, and it's almost like a retelling of season 1. I think is not that good. I'm still going to watch season 7. Of course, we're going to be enjoying season 7 just like we've been doing for this whole year and the 2 years before. But it seems very much jumping the shark, and I thought it was beautifully done. This whole episode. So let's and obviously there's kind of like one world to another. So it was very easy to follow. It's like it's not too difficult with the plot. There seemed like
oh sorry no, go
yeah.
ahead.
I was just gonna say I felt that it was very easy to follow. The only real issue I thought was the actual battle at the end of the episode with Emma versus Gideon. That seemed to be the
Again,
hardest part for me to comprehend. But I think overall, what we got to see was really well. There was one scene that very much got me mad, and I think 99% of you will know what scene got me extremely angry for like 2 minutes because it got me so mad. So anyway, let's go into the discussion. So the way the episode is structured, Emma was made to forget who everyone was, and then her belief is tied to the realms of everywhere, which is weird. And if she stops believing, that causes those worlds to collapse, and then the only world left is the Enchanted Forest. And Emma's, because her memory's been wiped and she's in an insane asylum. That's kind of where it went. And then it was the whole getting to Emma. It's a lot of good interactions, and Emma trying to get her memory back, and the Black Fairy being extremely integral to the plot as well. So, what'd you think?
Okay, I liked this curse in many ways better than the previous curses, because although previous curses have impacted several different, I guess, realms, this one felt the biggest because we saw the impact. We saw Arendelle. We saw Wonderland. We saw
Oz.
Did we see Oz?
I don't think we saw it, but we were just told, so it works.
Yeah, we saw all these different realms, or at least kind of the insinuation of all these different realms, and it felt massive in scope. This felt like what would essentially be the final battle, right, for the fate of everything, and it felt like that. So I will definitely say that they really put that pressure on and that feeling that this is a big deal, and kudos to them for that, especially at this point.
Right. The only thing that I didn't understand 100% is how Emma is connected to all of them. Like, that's the one thing that doesn't blend at all to me.
Yeah, especially with the fact that they're different, or at least were different saviors, right? So
Yes, because Agrabah had Aladdin. I mean, let's just for not continuity's sake, but let's just say for Arendelle, it was Elsa. Like, you know, like every realm had a different savior. You know?
yeah, then like you're saying, why does her fate impact all the others? It didn't really flow too well in that sense.
Yeah, no.
But I mean,
That,
it still made it feel big, though. I mean,
oh, it was huge because when you literally, because you know, we saw Oz, we saw Zelina, like when we saw her just lift up the curtain and it was a black slate. It is very impactful. I just, because it was never written properly that that she's tied to all these, it just made me question it, but I still liked it. Like, I thought it was really good in that regard.
yeah, and I liked the nods back to the first season, but it didn't have the impact that it probably could have, just because of all the times that they do have these nods back to the first season. I mean, I feel like we've seen this so many times before that at this point it's just kind of getting all the callbacks of season one, just because they happen so frequently. But it was still executed nicely, I would say.
Yeah, what I actually really liked about this episode is the Black Fairy. The only thing I didn't like about how she died, I felt it was very anticlimactic, her death. But
Yes.
you did call how that Rumpel would do it, which I liked. I thought that was a nice idea that he killed her, but like, it was so simple. Like, why didn't he do it before?
Yeah, and again, his character seemed, I said this last week, very defeated. Even when he was
Yeah.
beating her, he seemed, I don't know why they're kind of going that route with the character. He just seems done. With all these characters that are leaving the show, I'm so surprised that he's not, just because at this point, his performance, I don't think it's the actor. I think it's really what they're trying to do with the character, just seems so done that I'm surprised he's not one of the characters that are being written off the show.
He's, you guys know, I don't like Rumpelstiltskin, but I do think Robert Carlyle is a great actor. But I think his character is one of the ones that could have left at the end of this season.
Yeah,
especially given the defeat.
Facing off against his against the devil on his shoulder.
Yeah.
And kind of telling it off and kind of winning against that devil on the shoulder. I think that was a perfect kind of end point for him. He finally, after all of this time, became the savior, right? I'm saying in quotes.
Well, that's how they allowed Emma to live, is because light and dark joined forces. So, like, I guess Rumpel, I don't know if I'm right, but how Rumpel was good at the end of it and, like, asked Gideon to stop, I guess that was the dark joining forces with the light. Like, making a selfless choice, you know, taking the right way.
I don't know if you just saw it. My eyes rolled so hard in my head that if they would have rolled any more, they would have exploded.
I'm not saying I liked it. I'm just saying I think because the book said, and the book said it. I'm quoting what the show did.
Yeah, no, I know. I know what you're saying is true. I'm just saying that they did that, right? I mean, you said you had a 2-minute moment that you hated, and I think I have that same moment with you, because I liked this episode, but there was one moment that really, really pushed me the wrong way. And
tell us. Let's make a moment right now at the review. This is our hated moments. What was your hated moment? Then I'll do mine.
Okay. I disliked that Gideon was, again, the bad guy, right? After what we've been through with Gideon. Because Gideon's just been very uninteresting, and Gideon's kind of been a pawn. So to have him kind of as the ultimate bad guy, he's doing this reluctantly. He doesn't want to be doing this, right? But that's not the part that I really hated. That was just annoying. What I really hated, and I liked the episode, so I'm not saying this was 2 minutes of the episode.
Yep.
I hated that. You go. Sorry, I have something in my throat. Sorry, Philip Jones. Okay, I hate that she gets stabbed, and then somehow true love kills.
I have no clue why that worked. No idea why it worked.
That was such an insult to the viewers and everyone watching. That was an insult to everyone, because that was literally writing themselves out of a corner, just in such a lazy execution. That was the
Yep.
biggest cop-out they've ever done on this show, and that's saying a lot because they've done some pretty big cop-outs. That made
Yep.
absolutely no sense. And I know people can try and defend it and explain it or whatever, but
It was lame. It was lame, and it was wrong.
it was wrong, and they shouldn't have done that. And if they didn't have a better excuse to get out of it, then don't write yourself into it. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Also, let me just say, BG Titan Avatar just said there wasn't even a tear from her shirt when the sword stabbed her. I said there was no blood, and she's alive. Like it was such a bad cop out. It didn't. No. Light versus light. I actually like the idea of like how they're like how like only life can snuff out light. Like I kind of liked that concept.
Yeah, conceptually,
But yeah, but execution, not good. Actually, I was texting you when we were watching this, and I had said I thought a better final battle would have been to have had the Black Fairy kind of stalk Emma, and you said cat and mouse to define it, stalk Emma around Storybrooke and like a magic battle, like have her be blasting her, taunting her. I think that would have been more impactful, more interesting to watch, and then have everyone else try to get back to her, and maybe have the Black Fairy's curse have been able to collapse the realms at the same time. I think that would have been more interesting, in all fairness.
yeah. Instead of that, they always kind of do this with the season finales, where they have some big 2-hour kind of story going on or whatever that is pretty much just kind of structure. I feel like we've seen this so many times before what they did this episode, and last year they had it with the other realm with the psychiatric institution.
Yeah, that was good. Don't get me wrong, that was a good one.
It was good, but it was the same kind of structure, right? Where you get into this completely side story.
Yep.
And then you build it to the climax. And I think what you were saying, I think that would have been such a better way to end this if you actually made it the final battle and made it just Black Fairy versus Emma by themselves, and just have the dialogue on throughout the whole episode, just the two of them, while Black Fairy is playing with her, and maybe have Rumple as kind of the wild card and have him left behind or something, and don't know which way.
No, I completely agree with you, and that's how I envisioned it. I truly envisioned Storybrooke being in darkness and Emma running back and forth, still fighting, still with her memories, but I didn't envision. I think mental hospital storylines are very network TV. They're not interesting to do. I think, especially Once Upon a Time, because it's a show with memories and they always get wiped. And let's just be fair, we've had memories be erased 3-4 times in almost each season. It's a very stagnant, very boring storyline. And you don't need a second mental hospital storyline. Because think about it, we're already in a mental hospital in the season 5 finale. And now in the season 6 finale.
Yeah, and not only in season 5 finale, but I feel like we've done this before with, I think, wasn't Belle in a mental hospital kind of below Storybrooke, within Storybrooke?
Yeah, it's where Zelina was kept during season 5.
I feel like that's one of their cop-outs. That's one of their, like, that's like a sleeping curse, right? Yeah, I don't know. And it just, a few things were just very off. And Evil Queen, right? I mean,
yeah, no, they were off.
And all of a sudden she's just back, right?
Yep. Although speaking of back, the Evil Queen came back in this episode.
She came back, died, and then came back again.
Yeah.
The not so evil queen.
Yeah. Yeah, because she was selfish and she was selfless and sacrificed her life to save everyone. Though I have to say, I did enjoy the scene. I liked the scene quite a bit.
I like the scene, but I mean, what are we doing? Why is she back, dying and then coming back again?
Because Emma's belief, I guess, restored her. I don't ask me why, but let me just say, the scene when she sacrificed herself and the Black Fairies, I guess Emma's lack of belief was causing all the realms to collapse. I said this to you in a text. I think hopefully a lot of you guys caught it. The score, I love that score because that was when the Snow Queen cast Shattered Sight. I thought that was one of the best scores, and it worked so well. It's very impactful, and it made the scene work for me. Plus, I like the visual effects at that point. Also, just to wrap up the Evil Queen, she sacrificed her life for everyone. She helped Regina. She got engaged to Robin Hood at the end of the episode.
I just don't understand why you would bring her back. If you're going to bring her back to sacrifice herself, that's one thing. But you bring her back, sacrifice herself, and then bring her back again, and then give her a happy ending. why even bring her back in the first place? Because she already had a happy ending.
Well, remember she said when she went to that other land, she was blamed for Snow White and Prince Charming's deaths and whatnot.
Right, which we got in this episode. But if they left her out of this episode altogether, our last image of her would
have been happy. Like we would never even assume that.
We would have insinuated happy ending from that. So they came back to let us know that it wasn't going to be a happy ending, that because everyone hated her, and then she sacrificed herself, and then she got the happy ending. It was just kind of, it was in, someone had mentioned circle of life kind of vibes from the episode. That in itself was a circle of life, you know?
Yeah, it was. And it's so funny because she was in the season 5 finale. She was essentially hyped up to be the villain of season 6, and here she is saving everyone in season 6. Like, talk about a coming, it's like it's a coming full circle type thing, but it's also like really weird because it was never needed.
Especially with, we don't have arcs anymore.
Yeah, they totally had arcs. This arc was the Untold Story arc, and then
Which was like 4 episodes,
and then it was the Black Fairy arc. You know?
Yeah. I mean, okay. We seem to be hating on this, though.
No, we're not hating. We're just pointing out particular points that are annoying. However, the episode overall was really, really well done. Like, there's a lot of comedy with Charming and Charming and Hook. Like, that was great when they're climbing the beanstalk. They had some good moments. Though when Hook called him dad, or Charming called him son, that was a little weird. But then when Hook called Snow White mommy, like, how funny was that?
Yeah, it was really funny. And it's just, I want to just say Danielle Musella. That was the
you mentioned Circle of Life, so yeah.
Right. So yeah, I just wanted to sorry about that. Just to shout that out.
Yeah. No, it was, I actually, one thing I thought was interesting is how when the Black Fairy made her own curse, she decided to make herself Henry's mom. I mean, how weird is that?
Yeah, that was just because of
the dark curse, or just to get back at everyone. I kind of get it. I thought that was weird.
Yeah, and it was for us really just for the season 1 kind of nod.
Yeah, I was like, why on earth would she want to be Jared Gilmore's mom?
Yeah, the character didn't want him, right?
No, she did not. Though I have to say, for my least favorite actor on the show, he was pretty good in this episode. He did a nice job.
We said that. We had said this was good for him because this probably his last episode.
Yep.
For now, he might come back in a flashback, something like that. But this was his best episode, so good for him.
Yeah, if I was him, for like, if I had to do his own resume or put like a clip show of his work, I would put every clip of this episode together.
Yeah, literally no other episode but this one.
Yeah, like I remember in the season 5 finale, he was on the like a fountain or something. I'd be like, do not, make sure no one sees that again, but put this episode all over the place.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I didn't get to say the part I hated about this episode, and I really
it wasn't the one I was.
I found that annoying, but you know what part I hated because I ranted about it.
I thought it was my part.
No, I dislike that, but the part I hated is not even very integral to the plot. It's very minute.
What was it?
Okay, so everyone, as the episode was ending and it shows the worlds being restored, what do we see?
Really?
This is the one thing I hated so much. I hated it.
I mean,
let me have my moment, please. Let me have my moment.
This
you got yours.
Budgetary thing or something, you know.
No, think about it. Everyone knows, I think the Frozen arc is the best thing the show's done. I think it's the best marketing wise. It was the best. Like, I wish I actually reviewed it even harder when I had the opportunity to do it. Like, I changed up my Once Upon a Time thing for season 5. Like, I wish I did 5 how I did 4, you know, or I wish I did 4 how I did 5. I would have loved that. But when Arendelle showed up and you don't even show the back of Elsa, what is wrong with you? I just despised the fact that they would not show her back. Like, they showed her back in the season 3 finale. You could show her back now. Like, it would have just been fine. I would have loved just for 1 second. We saw the reindeer, that was nice. But if I just saw the back of one blonde and one redhead, I would have been so satisfied and so giddy, and this episode would have probably been my favorite, despite the flaws. But no, they denied me of the one thing I wanted. And also, the season 3 finale, she was in a freaking different dress than the season 4 premiere. Okay, I let that go.
Well, it was
I'm
a
not letting this go. Different actress too, but they can't even put that same freaking Santa they did in season 3 and season 6. No,
that one.
no forgiveness.
That one could have been a budgetary thing. That one could have been just like a little nod to Arendelle, like, "Hey, it's still a thing, but we're not necessarily bringing people back." You know,
I didn't even need people. I just needed backs. Just someone's back.
If it's not even, what's it, Georgina
Hag.
Yeah, if it's not even her, why would you even want to see?
Because I think just seeing their backs would have been fine. I would have appreciated that because of every character on the show that she's had a connection with. Come on, you have to agree with me here. Besides Regina, every other minor character, not minor, but guest starring character, she had a connection with Elsa. That was the biggest connection she had. Come on.
No,
and
but
there's no nod.
No, I agree. However, I'm not going to blame them for that because that could have been a plethora of factors. Could have been budget thing. Could have been just they didn't want to overwhelm the episode and kind of throw too much in. It was a subtle nod, and I think
I know, but I would have done it differently, and I would have done it better.
Okay, well, we also don't know why they didn't do it.
But so, I know we don't. I know what they don't. I know, but that was the one thing as someone who is. That's what made me really happy about the show, and it didn't do it. So anyway, that's my tidbit.
What makes me really happy about the show is when they do things that
are done right,
insulting to the audience. And what was insulting to the audience was when Emma got stabbed, and then all of a sudden a true love's kiss, which is something they've done way too many times.
Oh yeah. No. Granted, my thing was more so because I am very detailed oriented, and that's exactly why it bugged me. And I thought it would have been so nice, but I like the Joe's whole issue that we talked about a few minutes ago. Agree with that 100%. And I feel that because it was just done so weird, then Blood First Kiss comes back. It's a very disjointed, sloppy writing type thing.
Yeah, absolutely. That ending was just, that was the biggest insult I think the show's ever done.
However, the actual ending, not the little girl saying to older Henry she's her daughter, or she is his daughter, but like showing everyone kind of getting their happy ending, I thought that was really nice. Like you would like when Belle and Rumple dance together.
Yeah, and like I said, and Rumple's coming back, which if you're gonna leave off Belle at that point, leave off Rumple too. You're done with Rumple. There's not much story to tell left with him.
Yeah.
You know, like he reached his end. He finally had his savior moment. He finally has Belle. He's got his son. Leave him be.
Yeah, leave him be. His baby literally his son literally turned back into a baby. His mom is gone. He gave in to good.
Yeah, they went the Pinocchio route.
They did. They went the Pinocchio route.
But the characters like Regina sitting in the office with the apple, her having the office with the whole dwarf thing, that was a perfect ending for her, perfect ending for Rumple, and they're the characters coming back.
Yep.
You know, so the ones who didn't necessarily have that definitive ending, like Rebecca Mader.
Let's just be honest here. Her ending was not there.
Yeah, I mean, she had to be with them and everything.
Yeah, right? She had to be like, she had like that awkward hug where she's like, I kind of hug you.
Yeah, like I'm finally one of you.
Yeah, no, and also I went on my Instagram during hers, during the video, and Rebecca Mader literally had like Zelina going with a wave and just going, enjoy the episode, good night, God bless. Like she did not want to watch. I think she's very pissed that she didn't get asked to come back.
I think out of that entire cast, she's the one that would have made the most sense to come back because of the lack of definitiveness with her ending.
Yeah, no, I think Zelina should have had a better comeback, or she should have had a better definitive ending, and she should be in season 7, because I actually felt that if you give 7 to like Regina and Zelina to lead, it'd probably be really good in that regard, because then you don't have to worry about the whole saver thing with Emma. You can just have the sister thing.
Obviously, we're going to have to wait till when's it come back? September?
September, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait till September to see how they pull off having Hook, Regina, Rumple, and Gareth from The Walking Dead playing Henry.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do an aging thing because it's if you think about it, how are they going to stay young unless they just use magic?
The curse was what did it the first time, but there's no curse. So
No.
unless they went through a curse again or something, but
Which I hope there's not.
they have to explain all those characters getting written off.
Yeah, they have to because they didn't do it here. I thought they were going to do it. Like I thought when Charming fell off the beanstalk, I thought he was going to die. So I thought
instead you thought they were going to start picking off one by one.
Yeah, I thought that's how they were going to do it. I figured, well, it's just here's how it's going. So I figured, well, gone. Like I think that would have. I mean, I think if he died, that would have been fine. And then I don't know, maybe Snow White in the final battle took the blade for Emma.
Brianna Huck, Serum Regina got more of an ending than Zelina.
Right? I love that comment, Brianna. That is 100% accurate and so good.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate.
Also, when Charming and Hook were fighting in the giant tower, it was a dragon instead of a giant. They clearly didn't want to get another actor to play a giant because they were on such a budgetary constraint. But I thought it was hysterical that like there was a bean there, yet and a dragon. Like dragons, I don't think can guard it.
That was very awkward. Again, they should have just brought back. Well, no, he's in Storybrooke now, right? The guy from Lost, Hugo.
Well, he could. I mean, he might not have been Storybrooke if if that curse worked.
Yeah, they could have pulled that off.
They totally could have pulled it off. And also, what they could have done, for what I thought they were going to have it be Maleficent or Lily for a second, because they said a dragon.
Yeah, I know. And a lot of people talk about the Maleficent Lily thing. That's something I hope they never get back to.
It's not going to happen. Guys, I honestly think in season 7, Maleficent and Lily are never going to get touched on again,
especially
because Emma's gone.
Yeah.
So if Emma's gone, why is there Lily? There's no reason for an anti-savior. You already have Rumple for your new anti-savior.
Yeah, if we're going to have those 4 main characters that I was saying as the leads, are we going to get a couple more leads? That's what I'm curious about. Is the ensemble going to kind of replace itself, and we're going to get a couple more? What characters?
Yeah.
Are we going to get? You know, I mean.
Well, I mean, if they want to do Aladdin and Jasmine again, I guess they could do that because they already got their happy ending, but in this episode they did nothing.
Yeah,
I actually did like when Jasmine was like, "Let's go find him on a magic carpet." I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, but with season 7, the one thing we definitely need, and hell, the guy could even be a lead. Jack Skellington, Nightmare Before Christmas. We need it.
Well, I'll cover all season 7 news as it comes through. So hopefully we'll find out more leads, more stories, and we'll talk about it, obviously. Though I just saw 2 very funny comments, and I want to give credit where credit is due. So Art Master Austin Prophet went, Rob, did you notice Zelina patted Henry on the back? I thought it was funny because she tried to kill him in 3B, hashtag Auntie X Murderer Zelina, which I think is hysterical because they've never had a moment on camera together, Zelina and Henry. Like the last move they really had was her trying to kill him. So I think that comment is hysterical and very accurate. So Austin, I love that comment. And then I saw one more. Camden Brewer said, can we talk about Henry getting pushed down the stairs?
Yeah, that was...
The black bear was like, poop.
That was intense, huh? That was...
I know. It was hysterical. I actually don't understand. I guess they're gonna have to get Henry to have a wife or have a girlfriend or something, because the little girl doesn't look anything like him, like Gareth, and I can't imagine the little girl looking like Violet.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. It's funny because Danielle Musella, if you had your way, which actor would you cast? And this is something we've
Oh, you want it? I can't think of his name, but it's Gabe from The Office.
However, when I thought about that more, I thought Gabe from The Office would be a better Edward Scissorhands.
Ooh,
right?
I like that. That's
right?
a good one.
So I honestly I don't know, and I don't care. I just want Jack Skellington. Michael C. Hall. How about that?
I don't know how I would do. I like the idea of Gabe from The Office. You know, the one thing I have to say about this season, or about the next season coming up, is whatever soft reboot they have, whatever they're doing, honestly, I would think about adding back Zelina to it, because she probably, unless she's like gonna get another job right away, I think that they could do it. It's 22 episodes. It's not even 13. It's 22. So you could get her back.
And they could do so much with her.
Oh, they could do so much with Zelina's character.
Acting wise, she demanded screen. Like whenever she was on
she owned it, and you loved it. That's why she was #1 in my song. I mean, at first I thought her song was gonna suck, and then it ended up blowing me away. So I would make a video weekly if I had to get her back on, to get Rebecca Mader back on the show.
Yeah. But I'm thinking, because of all these people dropping out, maybe finally we'll start to get some of these characters that we've been saying, like Jack Skellington, maybe Dracula. Maybe Dracula will become a big thing in season 7. That's something we've been saying for a while. Maybe Sherlock.
I think Dracula would be really cool. Dracula would be a really cool character to have. I don't know. I think acting wise, Joe wants to be Dracula.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's make it a thing.
Let's get Joe on Once Upon a Time. Yeah, everyone is commenting saying bring back.
I have been both Dracula and Hook for Halloween.
Yes, if you follow Joe on Instagram, you will see that he was Dracula for Halloween, I believe 2 years ago. No, 3. It was 3. It was 2014 Halloween.
Yep, and I was Hook the past couple of years, killing Joe.
You were. I was the Flash this year. I think I was Robin Hood 2014 though. I did do Robin Hood.
Narnia. That's a great idea. It's something. Do they own the rights? Disney? Yeah.
Yeah, Disney made the Narnia movie, so they could do it.
Okay, yeah, perfect. Hashtag Joe Dracula. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Hashtag Trombula.
Hashtag Trombula. Emily Manetris just said, get Robin Joe on Once Upon a Time. Do it. I would totally go on the show. Totally. Even for like a cameo, I would so do
Make it a thing, one of those online petitions.
That's a petition to get the 2 people that just talk about the show as actors.
Once upon a time, we've seen petition. Who's Joe?
Robert. Okay. What else? I mean, I actually, it's so funny because the episode felt very impactful that I did enjoy it, but I'm just like so confused with its ending.
Joe for Dracula.
Dracula 2017. I know, I love it. It's like, it's so hard to make a solid review.
I gotta say something. This season, it's a shame.
Hold on. I have to read Danielle's comment. Danielle Marcella goes, I love to see Henry watching Robin Joe on his computer. I would love to see that too.
I have to say, we've reviewed seasons in season 4. This was consistently the most fun to review because of this, because of what we got going on here. Guys, every episode we've made this such a funny experience between the all the different colored fairies and Voldemort and now Joe for Dracula 2017. This has been hilarious.
Joe and Rob on Once Upon a Time 2017 from Brianna Huck.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's tweet them.
Hey, if you guys want us on Once Upon a Time, that's how to do it. You have to tell them to cast us in a role. I don't know. I personally don't know who I could actually be on the show, but I could do Joe. I think Joe could totally do Dracula. I don't know who
I could be Dracula. I could be when I was Dracula for Halloween. I think it came out pretty well.
It did. It was a really good costume.
Yeah. My last name is Trombo, so that's why I keep saying Trombula. It works.
Yeah. Actually, if you guys want that, help me figure out who I could be on OU on once. That would be double thumbs up. Awesome. But yeah, as Joe, sorry to cut you off, but I want to just agree with your comment that you guys, that because of everyone being so great with chatting with us, it's made this like such a great experience to do. I love it.
Joe for Jack.
Joe for Jack. Solid.
That would I could die happy doing that. That's someone I've wanted on the show since season 1.
I know.
But Humpty Dumpty, that's a fantastic idea. Why is that not something they've done? They did a little CGI scarecrow.
You guys could be Sherlock Holmes and John Watson. I don't know who John Watson is, but is he Sherlock Holmes' friend?
Yeah, he's his sidekick.
Oh, I'm no one's sidekick. I'd be Sherlock though. but I know it's psychic.
Jones.
Sherlock Jones.
Right. Mary Poppins.
Rob. Oh my God! Brianna Hawk just made my night. She just said Rob as Flynn Rider. Oh my God! Thank you so much. Made my night.
Flynn Rider. Tron.
Tangled. Tangled. From Tangled. I loved it. Made my night.
Joe for Moana Tribesman. Okay. Gang creative.
Joe actually hasn't seen Moana.
Yeah, I have.
You said you haven't seen Moana.
Moana? Yeah, I saw Moana.
You told me you didn't see it.
Maybe at that point I did see it though. Because I remember I wanted Moana to beat Zootopia for the Oscars.
Oh, I don't remember talking about that for you.
Yeah.
Jack Frost from Alex and Nicole. Jack Frost would be an awesome character to have on the show. I've actually talked about having Jack Frost on the show.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones as well. That'd be kind of a cool one. Actually, Emily LeBlanc said Rob for Indiana Jones. So again, thank you guys. I could do that. That's a Harrison Ford role, though. So that's kind of hard to pull off.
Yeah, there's so many different things. And think of how much attention they got when they did Frozen. Imagine if they did Star Wars. That would be very controversial. And
they can't do Star Wars.
What?
They can't do Star Wars.
They probably wouldn't get the sign off for that, but not even the entire thing. But just if they had one little character or nod to it, I think that would be something that would get a lot of people watching.
I would yeah, I think so. I think Moana actually could work really well for the next season. I did a whole video about Moana once. I think it'd be really fun. I think it'd be actually a really fun arc, especially if you guys do arcs again.
I got it for Jack Skellington.
Who?
Hugh Dancy.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Right?
So awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be so awesome. If they brought in Pirates of the Caribbean, you guys could be part of that. Joe doesn't like Pirates of the Caribbean.
To be fair,
that's your fault. I love Pirates of the Caribbean. I think it's one of the best franchises ever. It's one of my favorites. I love it. I'm so excited for Pirates 5. I think it's no to Star Wars, no to Marvel from Gamer Girl.
Yeah, no, I'm not even saying that they should necessarily even do it. I'm just saying it would be something that would garner a lot of attention for the show.
Yeah, it totally would. But they had Thor's hammer in some episodes. They should bring in Thor. I've talked about that before many times. I think if they did Norse mythology but not the Thor of Marvel, they could do that. That would work, and kind of like hype it up to be Thor, which would get people involved because people are like, oh, it's like false advertising. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They get people to watch. They just wouldn't be as happy.
Yeah, they've done the whole gods thing though in the past, and I really didn't like how they executed all that. So I really want that.
I know. So let's see. Lex Lightning just asked us, how about the cliffhanger at the end? What'd you think?
Again, it's something that we said at the beginning. It's something that was definitely just thrown in last minute. They
totally thrown in last minute.
They filmed it saying, if we get season 7, I guess we know where we're going, so we'll throw this in. But it ruined what was a beautiful ending for so many characters. Not all of them, obviously. We mentioned Zelina and there's others, but it was really a beautiful ending. So it
was. Actually, a lot of people have also mentioned that they felt the Last Supper. I said Thanksgiving because I was being a goof, but a lot of people had mentioned, like you, that you felt the Last Supper there.
Yeah, especially that last kind of image. That was.
Yeah. Well, they'd always said like a once upon a time Thanksgiving, so I always thought it was going to be. I thought it was Thanksgiving because I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah. Jungle Book is something. I've been saying Lion King for the longest time, but then you said it in the past that if they did it, it would essentially be Hamlet because they wouldn't be lions; they'd be
characters, be real people.
Right. So it would essentially be
Hamlet. It'd be Hamlet. It'd be Shakespeare, which actually is getting a show, Romeo and Juliet, after Romeo and Juliet next week.
Fantastic idea, by the way.
Actually, it looks really good. I really liked it.
Yeah, fantastic idea. We could get season 7 could just be all the different color fairies.
Yeah, that's a good point. By the way, how I felt about the finale is I want to see where it's going to go, but it's so reminiscent of season 1. It literally says, and they live happily ever after, happily ever after with little Henry, with Henry there, and then he's clearly not happy. So I don't know.
Yeah,
It felt very anticlimactic.
it was just forced. It was like, wait, we're this feels so definite. This ending, we have to throw in those scenes that we shot, so that way, it doesn't feel like an ending. It was very forced. It was just kind of a backup plan. They
Oh yeah.
definitely thought they were ending,
Oh,
right?
they so thought they were ending, because I said this when we started, because they got renewed this week or earlier this last week. I'm positive they had no idea until like we knew too.
Well, you see it in the episode. Regina holding up the apple in the office, and Hook and Emma together, being
Happy.
whatever. Yeah, and David walking away with
The baby.
dog. Yeah, I mean that seemed like everyone's ending, right?
Everyone was happy except for, of course, Zelina.
Well, she was even happy. She was with them and everything. We just didn't really get.
Danielle said, "What about the Black Cauldron? Do you think that movie was overlooked as a potential on a time?" I think. I'll sort away from going back to track. The Black Cauldron, it's not my favorite Disney movie, but I actually think it would have worked really well in Once Upon a Time.
Rob as Carl from Up. Carl's the kid, right?
I don't have a big forehead. You can't be Carl from Up.
That'd be such an awkward introduction. Not knocking it. I'm saying like it's something that I would want to see just because it would be weird to put in, and that's sometimes the weird ones are the good ones. Like Frankenstein, I thought was weird the way they did it, but I thought the way they did it was good. It was weird but good,
Right. Actually, I just saw a funny comment. Did you guys notice the tiki symbol on one of the hanging banners, I guess, in the
to reference Moana.
To reference Moana? I didn't notice it, but I wouldn't be shocked if they had an island world and that's there.
Yeah, I can definitely see Moana for the next season.
Me too. So this is from Judith Anderson. So do you think they will take it in a different direction or really go with season 6 ending? I don't know. It's going to be in a different direction.
I mean, I don't think they would have done that if they didn't have an idea of where they wanted to go with that, because that was so specific with casting older Henry and the girl.
Yeah.
It seems like they have an idea of where they want to go. And plus, I love that actor. He's
really good.
He was fantastic.
He's really good.
Gareth in The Walking Dead.
He was in season 4 and 5, or was it 5 and 6? I forget.
Of Walking Dead, he was in the finale of 4.
He was in the finale of 4 and the beginning of 5 for 3 episodes.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Oh, also, just Danielle, just for a comment I like, she said, off topic here, I love the photo you posted on Twitter from you and your brother's graduation. Thank you. That was I love that photo too. Him and I normally don't get too many good photos together. So I was very happy to get that one of him and I.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. What were we saying? Sorry. Oh, Gareth. The episode, he's good. The actor is good. I think you have a very strong potential older Henry here.
You can make him the lead, and I would be completely fine with that.
I would too. Dead.
What was that?
We were just asked by 2Playcool21, could Andrew J. West bring a boost to the once ratings?
I don't know if he has enough star power to do that.
Me either. What's funny is normally characters go from once to The Walking Dead. It's normally not reverse.
Yeah,
I feel like the reverse is poison, and the other way is career boosting.
Yeah, which is a shame because he killed it in Walking Dead. So I was expecting a lot for him after that because he's very, very talented, very charismatic. I think that'll come off right away in season 7. He's very charismatic.
He's a very good actor. From Brianna Huck, do you think they will do normal 2 arcs for the next season? Yeah. Honestly, I'm going to say yes, but because the season has nothing that we know of besides just the 3 actors, 4, I don't know where it's going to go. And if Henry's memories are wiped, God help the episode 1 review of season 7. Like, if he doesn't remember who he is, seriously.
Imagine if it's like that with everyone. Imagine it's season 1 again, but with Henry as Emma.
And not knowing anything, despite the fact that he was the catalyst for all of season 1.
Yeah, like Regina and Hook and all that are just, they think they're fine. They don't even know who they are.
Foolish. I hope that's not what happens. Yeah, I know. From Emily LeBlanc, don't forget Tiger Lily said, "Come on, your mother's waiting to Lucy in the flashback." I'm not really sure what to do with that information, but maybe we'll find out we're gonna find out who the mother is. I imagine.
Yeah, I don't even know who. Oh, I guess it could be a character, a fairy tale character.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm assuming the Lucy's mother will be a new character on the show. Maybe it's I don't know who it could be, but we'll be surprised. Yeah. I think the way they ended season 6, ended the show or repeat season 1 with Henry and Lucy. Probably this is exactly what's going to happen. Danielle Masella just said Rob's blood pressure is already going up. Think of Henry's memories being erased in season 1. It didn't go up. It will go up like on September 25th, if that's what happens.
It's ready. It's preparing to go up.
Yeah, my face is ready to just be extremely red. Oh, ridiculous. What if Moana is Lucy's mom?
I could see it.
I could see it. Honestly, I could buy that. I could truly buy that. Caleb Meldy just said maybe Princess Ozma from Oz will be in season 7. Honestly, I think without Zelina, you can't do Oz. You need the Wicked Witch to do Oz on the show. I mean, there's other characters, but Zelina's tied to Oz, and if you do Oz without her, it's.
But Oz is such a rich kind of. It's got so much in there that I think Princess Oz. I think that's a fantastic idea.
I think it's a great idea. I just don't think it'll be done.
Oh, absolutely not. But I would like it.
Oh, I would like it, but it won't happen.
Do you think the fairy's dead? Yeah.
From Candace Boswell.
Yeah.
Oh, she told that she turned to dust, and normally characters, if they turn to dust at the end of the episode, we see them be reformed. She was not reformed here.
Oh, Pocahontas.
No.
I can see that as the mom. I can definitely see that as the mom. I think that for right now, I think that's what I'm gonna guess is the mom.
I just don't think Pocahontas will come to Once Upon a Time. I just can't see it happen.
I think the mom will definitely be Pocahontas or Moana.
I think it's Moana, in all fairness.
We'll go with Pocahontas. See, we're gonna have to remember this.
We'll make notes. I'll make a note sheet so we can.
We're gonna have to remember this because what do you think, guys? Pocahontas or Moana?
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, Pocahontas is like a historical figure, but Disney, you can rework history to be how you want it for your own show. I just think it's neat.
Blackbeard, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I just think it might be dicey. Also, Pocahontas and Disney had John Smith. So if she goes from John Smith to
Henry,
I don't really know. Also, I think John Smith in the Pocahontas animated film was done by Mel Gibson. So then she's going from Mel Gibson to Henry to Gareth. So it's kind of a bad trade. Maybe Tarzan, do you think his island could be part of the island world? Well, I did say there could be an island world. I talked about an island world in my own separate video. I would totally love to see Tarzan on the show. I think I don't think you're a big fan of the Tarzan movie, but I love the Disney Tarzan. It's one of my favorite films. It actually came out on my birthday in 1999. Saw it on my birthday. And
Joe for John Smith.
Joe for John Smith. You have to be blonde though, but you could do it.
I'm still going for Dracula. I'm saying Dracula. Let's make this happen.
But my point about Tarzan is I could see him and I could see that work. And if you're just trying to do like other Disney movies that you haven't covered, go for it. Also do Atlantis. Get Milo and Kida in there. Maybe the Jungle Book is on that island. I would be so petrified if they did the Jungle Book. I know a lot of people like the Jungle Book. I know the movie, the live action movie was really good. It's a very good movie. Don't get me wrong. I cannot see it be done on the show.
No.
I hope Josh, Ginny, Emily, and Bex come back for at least one episode next season. That was from Emily Menix. I hope they all come back too, because I didn't feel that their stories were done. I mean, they're done. I just think the way it's done here, that you need a cameo or something.
Yeah, it depends on the character. I felt like Regina's story was done.
Me
and
too.
Muffles, you know?
I know. I know it's not going to happen, but I'm a huge fan of Jason's Hunchback of Notre Dame. Maybe that's too dark for once. Okay, let's be honest. Once can do whatever they want. I mean, they've done some creepy stories. I think they could do the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
I like that. Yeah,
I do too. I think Frollo would be pretty cool on the show. If they did Atlantis and you were in charge of casting, Rob, who would you choose from Hilo and Kita? That was from Danielle Masella. Danielle, I'm going to be biased here. I picked myself for Milo. I think I could totally pull off Milo Thatch. In fact,
Milo, Joe for Draco.
Joe for Draco. I think I could totally be Milo. I wear glasses. I could do it. I would just wear the glasses all the time. I just refuse to wear the circular glasses. Will not do that. Those are too retro. But I would love to be Kita. I'm not really sure who I would cast as Kita. I was thinking Zoe Saldana, but never get her.
Maybe Henry will marry Leela.
God, if they bring in the outer space characters, that's going to be a blast. Can they do Princess Odette or Anastasia to Once Upon a Time? Kaylee Medley, Princess Odette is the Swan Princess. That's a Richard Rich. It's a Richard Rich movie, and it's a ballet. And Emma is a swan, so she can kind of already substitute as Odette. Anastasia is owned by Fox, and that is a Don Bluth movie. Anastasia cannot come to Once Upon a Time, and also she is a real character.
Belle's ankle moment. That's something I forgot.
Oh yeah. Annoyance Belle ankles won't get. What the hell? Did I not text you about that?
What? I mean, that was obviously a cop out to get her not in that room with Rumple, because that was a moment.
I twisted my ankle.
Yeah. Oh God, save the world without me. Oh God, my ankle really hurts. Just save all the realms just without me and our son.
Yeah, just save everything. It's ridiculous.
Save everything in our existence just without me. My ankle.
Don't use your magic to heal me, even though your magic can defy the laws of physics and heal my body in like 10 seconds. There's no time. There's no time for you to just go like this. Ridiculous. By the way, Danielle said, you do talk really fast, like Milo, and you've got the same quick wit. Thank you, Danielle. If they did Milo, be more than happy to be on the show. Will Ursula return for season 7? I think the Ursula played by Maragi, who, by the way, is the sister or cousin of the president of the ABC CEO. So now we know how she got that job.
She was good though.
She did fine, but we know exactly how she got the job. Let's just nepotism in its finest. But I think that if they wanted to continue in Ursula, they would have to do that golden statue one. Mm-hmm. From years ago, the actual goddess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the real Ursula would work really well for the show. With Once Upon a Time in Wonderland put aside in the trash. How about Alice in Wonderland with the Mad Hatter brought back for season 7? I don't know, maybe Alice could work for an episode or two.
Yeah. The Wonderland spinoff I enjoyed, but I thought the heroes were the strongest parts. So if you were to bring in Alice or something like that, I think that'd work well. Yeah. I was just gonna say character, I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's gone again.
Joe's memory's gone. He's affected by the Blackberry's curse, like Emma was. 2PlayCool21 said Cruella comes back from the underworld. I don't think that can happen, but I'm all for Cruella coming back in some capacity.
Yeah. Mad Hatter. Someone had said seeing the Mad Hatter back. I never liked Sebastian Stan as the Mad Hatter.
I was gonna say, isn't he in Marvel now?
Yeah, I didn't think it worked at all, and I've been saying since season 2.
I said Hugh Dancy.
Hugh Dancy. I know I said Hugh Dancy for
Everyone.
Jack Skellington. But that's because Hugh Dancy could be everyone. But no, Hugh Dancy would literally be the perfect Mad Hatter.
Agreed.
Absolutely perfect. That's someone who really could come on the show in a big way. You could make him the main villain. I know Mad Hatter, how would that work, whoever? I think it would work perfectly. Just give Hugh Dancy Mad Hatter and let him do his thing.
Yeah, let him have fun with it. What's Hook's story going to be next year from Emily Mannix? Emily, I wish I knew. If I knew, I could tell you. We're gonna have to wait for the fall.
Yeah, if they do something with him and Regina.
No. You want my blood pressure to rise? Break up Captain Swan in the worst way possible by making the best friend and the husband hook up.
It's just gonna be so weird having Hook at this point without Emma.
Well, his story is so integral to her, so you need it.
Exactly.
But I think, have we covered everything for this episode, do you feel?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just this is it. This is it, guys. For season 6.
6. Yeah, this is the last live review. You know what? Over the summer, we'll do a couple extra, like, Once Upon a Time watch with us episodes.
Yeah.
Would you guys like that?
Yeah, we've done that in the past, and we'll definitely be bringing that back for the summer if you guys would want to.
Yeah, I think season 6 we won't be able to watch again, but we could definitely watch episodes of season 5 and 4. So
yeah,
I'll do a couple poll videos, and we'll figure out what episode to watch, and we'll do it in a couple weeks. So we'll keep it going. We'll try to do it at least once a month in the summer to have the once feel going until we get some news at Comic-Con, if there is any.
Yeah, we'll definitely we'll have stuff going. We're gonna be doing other shows. You know,
yeah,
they want.
I mean,
back in September, we'll do that. South Park comes back September. Walking Dead comes back October. So
and I just don't stop posting content the second the show ends. Like, I post content on the channel, so we're not done. It's not like it's a break.
Plus, I know I'll be doing Rick and Morty this summer. I don't know. Rob did Rick and Morty with me.
I did
season 2. So if he wants to do season 3 with me as well, but I'll definitely be doing Rick and Morty. So nothing like Once Upon a Time, but it's something.
Yeah, no, we'll cover everything, and everyone who tuned in for this review and stayed for the whole hour that we talked. Thank you guys so much. You've dedicated Once Upon a Time for 3 hours tonight, which is awesome. Austin just asked me, Rob, do you think time travel will be involved in season 7? Henry's daughter interacted with Tiger Lily, has a fairy in the present time. She's no longer a fairy, and the flashback made it seem like the past. There's probably I think it's a time jump, and I'm guessing there's going to be some time travel. So yes, if you guys have any final questions, shoot them in now. If not, we're going to sign off.
Winnie the Pooh, love it.
Christopher Robin, Winnie the Pooh, Rabbit.
Oh my God, Christopher Robin's something they could do easily.
Yeah, that'd be so easy to do. Let's see. If the black fairy Gideon's heart, what did Rumpel put in his son? I don't know. No idea.
Good.
A white. I think did he put the white heart in because it was a blank slate, because babies have blank slates?
I don't know. That was one of those things that the kiss just undid everything.
Yeah, no, it was
everything is perfect now.
Did you guys like my idea regarding Thumbelina? I think Thumbelina could work on the show, but she's so small. I don't know if I would. I don't know how it would fit, but it could fit. But I'm not sure how I would structure it.
Who's your favorite character from Once Upon a Time? The 3 coming back.
My favorite characters are Regina, Emma, and Hooks. The 2 of the 3 coming back. Brian, Hooks, last question. Do you think the Serum Evil Queen got a better ending than Zelina? 100% yes, she did. That's from both of us. Let's see. What was your reaction to Rumble and Belle dancing Beauty and Beast end? I loved it. I also love the fact I loved Joe. I know Joe loved it. I love the fact that she was wearing blue, which is Belle's signature color. That was a fantastic nod to the original movie, which I'm a huge fan of.
That's another one of those moments, like I said,
we'll never see again.
The show should have ended. That was a perfect ending for both those characters. Don't bring either of them back at that point, because I don't want to see any story with them that continues after that moment. That should have been there.
But we're not going to see any of them anymore. We're just going to see him.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Don't bring either of them back at that point, because I don't want to see either of them keep going after that moment. That was a beautiful ending.
Minus the last 10 minutes, it would have been a perfect ending. I think minus the last 2 minutes, it would have been a perfect ending.
Not perfect, because we still didn't have the Zelina.
Still the thing, but it would have worked.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It was still a beautiful ending, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
It would have been beautiful.
Mike Wall just said, "Were you surprised at the end Henry had a daughter?" No, because when they cast the girl to be an unnamed girl, I knew it was his kid because they cast Gareth to be Henry. I knew that too, so I wasn't surprised at all. Do you think there'll be grown-up Neil? I guess I could age him, right? But I don't know, because if you age him, that involves the Charmings.
Yeah. Plus, it would be just weird having like another Neil that is
not
adult.
Neil.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's weird. Candace Boswell, do you find this episode repetitive? I think it was more nods than repetitive.
I get it though. I
totally get it. I get it. I agree. I mean, but I was into it.
Yeah, repetitive doesn't necessarily make it bad based on that fact alone. But yeah, I think it was repetitive.
Oh, totally was. But well, guys, this is it. We're gonna sign off now. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure to check out the Instagram, the Twitter. They're all in the video description. We'll post some more content really soon. And guys, we appreciate you watching. There's no trailer review coming for season 7 because they haven't released it. They don't start filming till mid-July. So once videos are going to be put on pause just for a little while, unless I can think of something to discuss for season 7. But honestly, because I truly have no idea where they could go with the 3 characters, I can think of making like a standalone video for it yet. We'll talk real soon, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into this review. You guys are the best dedicated Once Upon a Time fans that I know and Joe knows, and we'll talk real soon. And we'll see you in the fall. Yeah, we'll do live streams. We'll post stuff, but we'll see you soon.
Yeah, we'll be doing stuff this summer.
Yes, we'll see you in the summer, and we'll definitely see you in the fall for the season 7 premiere. Bye everyone.